Hey, this is Crow for Crow Sports Crapology again. As you can see, there's still nobody here because nobody wants to listen to my crapology. I've been so bad this season that there's nobody here. Nobody wants to listen to this. Absolutely nobody. So, we're here by ourselves. We're still going to spew the crapology. And this is a mid-season review. And go through who I thought would be ahead in each division in the NFL and where they are now. I did pretty bad a couple divisions, but I don't know, I think some experts did too. So we'll see what it looks like. Start with the AFC. I got to look here. I got to look at the standings here, what the standings are. AFC East, I had New England winning the AFC East. They are ahead. They're 6-2. I had Buffalo in second. Buffalo's in second. I had Miami and then the New York Jets. That's exactly how it is. Wow, I got that exactly right. AFC Central, I had Pittsburgh winning that division easy. They are 6-2. They're leading the division. I believe I had Baltimore coming in second. They're 4-5 in second. And I had Cincinnati third. They're pretty much of a mess. And they are third, and Cleveland last because Cleveland can't win a game because apparently the organization is just completely screwed up. They just draft horrible players and make horrible decisions. Who would ever start Deshaun Kaiser at quarterback? Who would ever draft him? This guy, there's no way this guy could play quarterback in the NFL. I mean, come on, they drafted Johnny Manziel. I mean, they're out of their minds. I think they're drafting players trying to sell tickets instead of trying to win games. They did get a few linemen last draft, which should help them a little bit. Anyway, we'll go to the AFC South. Tennessee Titans are leading the division. I said that was one of my surprise teams, that they could get to the Super Bowl. They cannot get to the Super Bowl. Their defense is not that good. Dick LeBeau, I guess, at 80 years old, they don't listen to him too much anymore or something. The rookie out of USC is the only guy who plays defense on that team. Plays a great corner, but that's about it. The rest of them kind of don't want to play defense. I don't know what their problem is, but LeBeau at 80 years old, I guess, is not scaring them. But they are leading the AFC South, and Jacksonville second in the AFC South, like I said. I said Jacksonville would be much improved with Leonard Fournette and solid defense. And I said Blake Bortles would have a comeback season. And Blake Bortles doing okay. He's really not that great, but Jacksonville has such a good defense, and they have such a good running game with Leonard Fournette. Bortles doesn't really have to be that great. And he does have some pretty good wide receivers. He's got Allen Hurns and Robinson, and Marquise Lee has come alive this season. He's done some pretty good job in the kick returning game, too, returning punts and kickoffs. So Jacksonville's in second, like I said, and Houston's third, like I said. They would be doing better if Deshaun Watson didn't get injured. And Bill O'Brien playing Tom Savage, I have no idea. I would go get some guy off the street or out of the Canadian Football League or Arena Ball League and put him in there instead of Tom Savage. That guy's horrible. I don't know who would ever even invite him to an NFL camp. Makes no sense to me. Guy couldn't play quarterback in college, and they bring him into the NFL. Anyway, Indianapolis is last, like I said, because Andrew Luck is done. His career's over, so they have no quarterback. Luckily, they traded for Jacoby Brissett, so his brisket can be smoked a little this year, and then but he should get the offense next year after they get rid of Chuck Pagano, because he should have been gone last year. He's terrible. His cancer and all that stuff made them keep him, but he's a mess. He doesn't know. Him and Marvin Lewis are just terrible, and they need to lose their jobs because they can't do anything. AFC West is pretty much like I said. I got that right. Kansas City Chiefs on top. Andy Reid's pretty much a coaching genius. The Raiders are second. They got a pretty solid team. They're just a little bit from the top. Chargers are third, like I said, and Broncos are last. Well, Chargers and Broncos are tied for last place. Broncos got a solid defense. They got to do something with offense. So we'll go to the NFC now. NFC East, totally different than I said. I predicted the New York Giants to be winning this division. With their defense, I thought their defense and Eli Manning and their Odell Beckham Jr. and some of their receivers. The New York Giants are terrible. Ben McAdoo, I believe, got fired today. If not today, it'll be tomorrow. He'll get fired real soon. They're just a mess. I don't know what they're going to do. Eli Manning, they pulled Eli Manning out of games, McAdoo. For Geno Smith, who's not that good either. I don't know. They're a mess. Anyway, I got that completely wrong. The Eagles are leading that division. I said the Eagles could come in second in that division, possibly win the division, possibly get a wild card spot. I didn't think they'd be as good as they are. Carson Wentz has played really well. Their defense plays really well, and they have guys injured on defense, and they still play well. I had Giants winning the division, and then Dallas or the Eagles coming in second. And I had the Redskins winning 5-6 games the whole season. They're actually 4-4 already. I said the Redskins and the Bears would be the worst teams in the NFL. Redskins have won 4, the Bears have won 3. So they're not the worst. Cleveland's the worst, but they're pretty much messes. Redskins aren't going to get too much better. I don't know. Jay Gruden's not that bad. Maybe they just need some better personnel. We'll go to the NFC North. NFC North, I had Minnesota winning that division. They are leading that division 6-2. I had Green Bay coming in second. They're 4-4 tied with Detroit. Detroit has the tiebreaker edge. Green Bay, of course, lost Aaron Rodgers. And they got Todd. I thought Todd Hundley would catch on a lot quicker. He's not catching on that quick. I still believe that Todd Hundley, if you leave him in there, give him all the practice reps, I think this guy's going to do something. I think maybe the next game that they're going to be able to score some points. I mean, the guy could throw the ball at UCLA. He can read defenses. He can run the ball. He's got to get it eventually. He's been in the NFL like 3 years behind Aaron Rodgers. And the Bears are the last in that division, which I said the Bears are just a mess. Any team that drafts Mitch Trubisky as a quarterback to save their franchise is just, they have no idea what they're doing. Player personnel people in Chicago should just be, them in Cleveland should be shot and then fired. They should take those player personnel people out, kill them first, hang them or shoot them, and then fire them. Because it's ridiculous. Cleveland, they got a few good picks on defense, but the Bears got a few good picks, but Mitch Trubisky, come on. The guy started like 9 games at college. All right. NFC South. I had Tampa Bay as one of my surprise teams of the year. I had them winning the NFC South easy, no problem. Apparently, they're terrible. Dirk Cutter, I thought was an offensive genius. He may be. Jameis Winston, crab legs. I guess crab legs is not. Crab legs has performed pretty poorly. Their defense has performed poorly. I thought Mike Smith, he's pretty much a defensive genius. Apparently, he's not. They have some decent personnel on defense, decent personnel on offense, but they're not doing it. I think you got to blame Mike Smith and Dirk Cutter. I wouldn't fire them, give them a couple more years, but next year, if Jameis Winston, crab legs doesn't do something, maybe you got to go somewhere else. I don't know. But they're last, actually, in that division. I said New Orleans would be second in that division. They're leading the division. No problem. Drew Brees is on fire. Him and Sean Payton got it going. And actually, New Orleans' defense isn't that bad. They're allowing some points, but not a whole lot. I mean, Brees and the offense is putting up, 35 on people, and they're allowing like 17. So it's New Orleans right now, Carolina, Atlanta, and Tampa Bay. I said Atlanta would be very mediocre. They are. They're 4-4. I got that exactly right. I said they'd be a very mediocre, middle-of-the-road team. They are. After their Super Bowl, I said that was just a lucky run, and it was. Any team that hires Steve Sarkisian as offensive coordinator needs to get their head examined. Sarkisian drinks more than I do, which is completely ridiculous. Carolina's 6-3 with Fig Newton, which I never thought would happen. I still doubt Fig Newton. Just the ridiculous things he says in the media. But they're 6-3. They're in second place, right on the heels of the Saints. I like Ron Rivera, great coach. So we'll see what happens. NFC West, I predicted the Seattle Seahawks would win this division. They're 5-3. They're one game behind the LA Lambs. The LA Lambs, led by Sean McVay and Jared Goff, the kid who can't play quarterback in the NFL. Apparently, Sean McVay's showing us he can. They're the highest scoring offense in the NFL. I bet on them minus 12 against Houston at home because I think they could put up like 42 on Houston. And I think Wade Phillips' defense, the Rams' defense, with Tom Savage playing quarterback at Houston or whoever else they pull off the bench from the practice squad, I don't think they're going to even put up a touchdown against the Lambs. So, anyway, they're actually leading the division, which I can't believe. I thought the Cardinals would be in second there. And I thought it'd be the Lambs and the Niners fighting it out for last. So I had Seattle winning the NFC West, but it's really the Rams right now. Seattle one game behind. Arizona's 4-4. They're in third. I thought Arizona would be in second. The Rams would be behind Arizona. Arizona's a mess. Carson Palmer, for the first 3 games of the season, could not throw the ball. I don't know what was wrong with them or what was going on, but he couldn't throw the ball. Now he can throw the ball. I don't know what's going on. San Francisco, I said, would be a mess. That nobody should watch San Francisco because they're terrible. Any team that was going to try Brian Hoyer at quarterback needs to probably commit Harry and just kill themselves. Put the gun inside your mouth and point it up if you're going to play Brian Hoyer at quarterback. I mean, there's no point in going on. So that's my mid-season preview. I was probably about 50% right. AFC East, I was exactly right. AFC North, the Central North, I was pretty close, one off. AFC South, I was exactly right. AFC West, I was exactly right. NFC East, I was really screwed up. NFC North, I was pretty close. I was like one team swap. NFC South, completely screwed up. And NFC West, swap a team, not that far off. So, anyway, it seems that I'm better at predicting who's going to win the divisions and maybe go to the playoffs and Super Bowl than I am at picks against the spread. But anyway, it's our mid-season review. I did okay. I think I did as well as any other supposed professional out there, and I don't spend much time on this. So, it is Crow for Crow Sports Crapology saying, drink Kettle One, because it's the best vodka around, made in Holland, made from grain, not from potatoes, believe it or not. There is some really good potato vodkas from Poland, though. Chopin or Chopin. But Kettle One's a really good vodka from Holland, a really good grain vodka.